Hi beautiful people, happy Monday. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Let's talk about Without a Crystal Ball, aka Katie Joy. She seems to be under a lot of pressure. She is snapping at people in the comments and she does have a lot going on. As you know, she is involved in a defamation lawsuit, her third defamation lawsuit, and recently she filed a motion to reconsider. And on Friday, the plaintiffs responded, and let me tell you, that response was spicy. Whenever I report on Without a Crystal Ball, I always get her followers that in my comment section saying that I am jealous, but can never specify as to what exactly there is to be jealous of. Well, the last video that I did of Without a Crystal Ball, just before I went on a little bit of a break, I was left this comment. As you can see, she leaves a Canadian $2. And she goes on to say, so you're going to keep making non-stop hate videos about this lady while she continues to thrive, regardless of your clout chasing using her name. Talk about an exercise in futility. Hey, Blake Lively, come watch this page and get to see what a real smear campaign against someone really looks like in real life. Success and ignoring haters is best revenge. Keep thriving, Katie Joy. Heart emoji. P.S. Here's a few pennies out of pity. I'm keeping the real dollars to support Katie, Cassidy, Perez, and other faves. This woman really thought she ate with that. She really thought she did the big one by sending me $2 out of pity. But realistically, she is the biggest fool and idiot, because if she had done her due diligence as to who she is supporting and loving this creator because she seems to share the same hatred for the person this creator reports on. I actually pity her, because at the end of the day, Without a Crystal Ball will take her dollars and scream at her when that transaction is processed. And I do hope this woman has quite a large sum of real dollars, because Katie Joy is in desperate need of it from what I have observed. And if she does go to trial for this defamation lawsuit, then she is going to need a lot of money. Let me give this woman her penny's worth and tell her about the trash she supports. Now, as I mentioned, Without a Crystal Ball is involved with an ongoing defamation lawsuit with Robertson, Miranda Derrick, and James Derrick. And for the longest time, whenever she spoke about this lawsuit, she always mentioned how it was going to be dismissed, that it's frivolous. Well, it's been over 2.5 years and it is still ongoing. Has not been dismissed, and she also claims that this court or this judge has deemed her a journalist. Bullshit. I'll get into that. This comes from It Ends With Us, Justin Baldoni Reddit, and Katie Joy says, I don't know if Perez will win or not, but I've been sued, gone to court, fought not having to give up sources, only to have a judge force me to provide a list of sources to them who are listed as privileged, then be told I have to turn over communications in court. And then she goes and she responds to another person. And this person says, interesting, were you recognized by the court as a journalist and still had to turn over sources? That's what I think Perez Hilton has going for him. 25 plus years of being a journalist. Certainly not everyone likes him, but he is a journalist. And there's no way I see any judge being willing to pierce privilege involving a well-known journalist. To which Katie Joy responds, yes, the judge said I was a journalist. The source list was sent over as attorney's eyes only, so the defendant never got to see it, and I didn't have to give up any of my communication. Now, let me take you guys back to a court filing that was sometime in 2023, and this is just exactly what the judge had said. And it states, and I quote, furthermore, defendants are plausibly a journalistic outlet which enjoys a qualified privilege against defamation claims. This was a response, as I said, from a filing in 2023. That's 2 years ago. And most importantly, keyword, plausibly. The judge never deemed Without a Crystal Ball a journalist, and if he did, and I am no lawyer and I don't claim to know anything or everything, but if she was granted journalistic privilege, then do I think, as she said, and I quote, to have the judge force me to provide a list of sources to them, end quote. Even maybe she just gave up her sources to get the heat off herself, because that's the same thing she did to a source in the Tati Westbrook lawsuit. But now she could just be using the excuse that the judge forced her. Again, the judge never said she was a journalist. Without a crystal ball is bullshitting you. What did the judge do? Call her and say to her, listen, you are a journalist? I don't think so. And there is nothing in any of the filings stated that the judge deemed her a journalist. Without a crystal ball is so desperate to get herself out of this lawsuit. The lengths she went and is going to get herself out is mind-blowing. She made an appearance on News Nation not so long ago, and she told News Nation that the FBI ghosted her.
I understand that you spoke to the FBI about Shin a year ago, when you were swatted by the church, but then got ghosted by authorities. So what's going on?
Which made me think, why and what dealings would she have with the FBI in regard to Robert Shin? Because she's only reporting about the story. A few days later, EKCPEOPLESUCK did a video reading the foyers of a meeting Without a Crystal Ball had with the FBI and other law enforcement agencies. And I was shocked to my core. And this is just my opinion and my thoughts. After hearing her meeting with the FBI, well, it seems as though Without a Crystal Ball was so desperate to have Robert Shin arrested, because apparently if he is arrested, the lawsuit goes away. Again, this is just my opinion. Without a Crystal Ball was falsely accusing another creator of doing the most heinous stuff to her and her family, and accused this creator of doing it or working for or on behalf of Robert Shin to bring harm to her and her family. Well, the bright side, the good news is that this creator that she falsely accused was cleared. And also, back in 2023, Without a Crystal Ball accused me, and as you can see from the screenshot, of agreeing to help Robert Shin. Never met Robert Shin, don't know who Robert Shin is, nobody from his circle. What shit is she talking about? And also mentions me to the FBI, as you will hear from the video I have listed down in the description box. I highly encourage you guys to go and watch that video. It's very telling. Just listen to Without a Crystal Ball. This woman is fucked up. With ending this, isn't Katie Joy the one to say being sued is like a badge of honor? The court has not yet decided if Katie Joy is a journalist. Katie Joy claims that she is a journalist. So she should know the most important and fundamental principle for journalists in the code of ethics, and that is never become personally involved with the story that you cover. Now, this story that she's involved in involves a young lady named Miranda Derrick, and Without a Crystal Ball made a very strong promise to her parents, and Katie Joy promised these parents that she will bring their daughter back home. Another one, her source for the sister wives is or was the aunt of Christine Brown, who Katie Joy claims that she refers to her now as her mom. If you would like to get caught up with Without a Crystal Ball's lawsuit, I will have 2 channels listed in the description box. You will definitely be caught up if you listen to those channels. And again, I highly suggest you go and watch that video of EKCPEOPLESUCK going over those foyers. And last but not least, there is another victim added to Katie Joy's list of discrediting other content creators, because apparently they don't align with her. I will have that video up later tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting this channel. Have a wonderful, safe, and productive upcoming week. Please be safe out there, be kind to one another, and don't forget to make good memories. Bye guys.